Applied marketing research can be either quantitative, or quant for short, or qualitative, qual for short. These two different approaches suit two very different types of needs. So if you're unsure which you need, go back to your research objectives and hypotheses. See what you're trying to learn from whom. Quantitative is the choice to learn admitted behaviors and attitudes of consumers in numbers. Quant is a classic choice to inform a sales forecast, support a major financial investment decision, or educate you on the specifics of a market. What is consumed where, how often, and by whom? Would you like to know market share? That's a question of how many are sold in a certain channel. That's quant. Want to learn how many times someone uses a cleaning product at home, or listens to a radio station, or watches a certain TV program? Those are home diary panel needs, another quant tool. Want to know how many people intend to vote for a certain candidate in an upcoming election? That's a poll, another quant method. Want to know how satisfied customers were with a recent stay at a Holiday Inn? Send them a survey, one of the most common quant research tools. Qualitative research, in contrast, and as the name explains, refers to quality input over quantity. It's used to get fresh ideas, or to answer questions about why, or why not, or what's new, or what are you not telling me, or what if. Qual will not give findings that are statistically based or can be reliably extrapolated. So why do qual? Qual may be used to reveal new ideas or opportunities, or to unveil unrecognized threats or risks. It is used to draw input from audiences that are hard to reach, audiences that of specialists, mavens, VIPs, and influencers to gain insight from a quality audience, deep learning. Qualitative research tools include in-depth one-on-one interviews, focus groups, or anthropological field studies. In all of them, the audience is exposed to a certain stimuli or set of exercises, and then we get their response. Qual is also useful to reach audiences that are reluctant to do surveys, or to get input on situations that are hypothetical. You might meet a few top cardiologists, for example, show them something rather complex, such as the preliminary clinical results for a new heart drug, then get their gut reaction and explore in depth how, hypothetically speaking, their prescribing behavior might change if that drug becomes available. Under what circumstance will they be likely to use it? For what kinds of patients? It's often a challenge to get consumers or audiences into a hypothetical mindset. You might arrange a focus group of Ferrari car owners to learn their reaction if Ferrari were to launch a new SUV. How would they feel? Would they respect their brand less, think that it had sold out and become less of a pure sports brand? What figures into the audience's thinking? You might get comments that the existence of a Ferrari SUV makes them feel like their Ferrari is now less authentically sporty. Yet you might also learn that their concern is subject to certain conditions. Well, if it's a 600 horsepower SUV, of course, that's different. Qual is also useful to find why consumers feel a specific way or do certain things. An anthropologist might follow a homemaker around all day, and if he or she makes a spill and cleans it up with a tea towel, the anthropologist might stop and inquire as to why they particularly selected a tea towel to fix that spill as opposed to a paper towel or a sponge or a mop. Qual is also used to acquire consumer verbiage or consumer language. You might run some focus groups of athletes to try to find out what does it feel like to work out despite and through the pain. And they might say, well, you just do it. And that might create an idea for a new ad slogan. Are qual and quant used together? Oh yes. Let's imagine that Puma, the athletic brand, considered entering the hockey equipment market against Bauer and CCM. Puma staff might first do a market assessment to find out how big that market is in units or dollars. That's quant. In addition to that quant market audit data, Puma might actually conduct surveys with hockey players to ask how satisfied they are with their current hockey equipment, how loyal they seem to be to their current brand, and, for example, when they intend to replace their current hockey equipment. So far, all quantitative research. But Puma might also decide that it's opportune to do qualitative research to explore some what-if reactions to a Puma launch, or for insight from hard-to-reach audiences. Puma could run focus groups with specific niche groups such as hockey team captains or pro hockey team trainers to find their allegiance to current suppliers, any misgivings they have, and perhaps explore why they feel that way. Then they might add a hypothetical. Well, what if Puma were to enter the hockey equipment market? They could explore how those audiences would react to that particular idea. And of course, qual research might reveal fresh ideas or consumer language. A hockey captain might say that equipment had better be Kevlar tough. And that thought might suggest to Puma staff an intriguing brand licensing idea. Imagine it now, Puma's Kevlar coated shoulder pads. So, first consider your research need. What do you need to learn and from whom? Then decide whether it's appropriate to go into the quantitative research toolkit or the qualitative toolkit.